Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Trade the Pool live trading show with me, Scott, and Money Mitch is on.
Let's get after it. You know where you're at. It's time. You know what? Today is the biggest day of the week, at least for trading this week. It's NVDA earnings tonight. Let's talk all about it. Let's get after it.
Well, what are we looking at? Before we look at NVIDIA, we just spoke about it before we come on the show. SYTA.
Oh, man. Man, this one, I'm scratching my head a little bit here, Scott. I was watching it pre-market. I'm like, you know what? I need a little bit of a coffee refill. That looks like a pretty good cup and handle pattern here developing. And that was just when it was peaking at that like 360s, 370s. It came right back to the 9 EMA and the VWAP right below it. Grabbed that, and now to 430s. This is as pretty as it gets. I mean, I was thinking coffee, and I went and got a coffee, cup and handle. I mean, it should have told me something, man.
That's it. It was right there.
It was this pattern right here. It was that pattern, the cup and handle, man.
Yeah, well, going for it really did mug you off by going for that coffee.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I feel a little bit muggy, but we'll get after it this morning. Let's see what we can come up with today, Scott. It's going to be another fun day. A lot of action coming in the earnings. So we definitely got to touch a lot of earnings today. And Tim's favorite. Where's Tim, man? We got to call him, man. What's going on in Target, man? It looks like there's a sale. Looks like there's a big sale at Target.
Oh, there is a sale.
It's getting whacked. I'll get my charts up here in just a second here. Yeah, but definitely Target Q1 adjusted earnings here at 203, missing the 206 estimate. Sales also beat, though, but where you really see the decline in this is revenue declining by 3.1%. They're not looking good for the Q2 EPS. So that doesn't look good, man. And I thought this could turn it around. I thought they could maybe fix the issues at Target, but it looks like they cannot get it right now, guys. So that's something definitely to take a look at. That Target on sale right now and declining fast, guys. It seems like to me like there's going to be some issues at Target if it continues this trend, because investors want this to get back. It was always an issue about inventory. Inventory has gone lower, yet they're not being able to meet the margins. And a lot of that is they don't sell too many groceries, right? Only I think it's like 15% is coming from groceries. It's mostly a department store, essentially, in Target. And ever since the issues with the Pride situation, that came into Target too, it seems like they're just struggling there. So best of breed, still Walmart and Costco. But this could put a little bit of a damper in that wagon, right? Especially with a big stock like Target getting hit hard today. Maybe we start to see a little bit of a decline start in Walmart and some of the other ones. So we'll be watching to see if some of those start to pull back. Costco, if they start to pull back, they're definitely on the radar. Let's keep it going. Let's go to retail. TJX, one that I'll definitely be watching. Nice little bunch up pattern on the daily. You can see here how this is starting to get through a trend line. We'll see if this can start moving through the 100 and really starting to make a lift. 100 right above it. Not bad earnings here. Beat on the EPS and beat on sales. Sees Q2 EPS to 88.90 cents versus the 94-cent estimate. So a lot of companies starting to see a little bit of a slowdown in Q2. Something definitely to kind of note there, but we'll see what happens here at TJX. And bark or woof. As you guys see, Petco get a little bit higher. And this was one that for a while, even when this came out, I was like, man, Petco, I should invest in this, right? I mean, who doesn't go to Petco? Who doesn't buy their pet stuff? Well, this has been on a decline since the open. This was a SPAC, and man, it was up there to 28. It's down now to $2.85. Got a little bit of a spike this morning. We'll see if this can really change here. They beat on the EPS at a loss of 4 cents, beating the loss of 7 cents, and sales at 1.53, beating the 1.51 billion estimate. That's Petco, and there's some others that we'll go through. I'll go through PDD, Toll Brothers, and we'll also take a look at some of the smaller names, but definitely a lot of action going on out there. So I'll kick it to my man Scott to see some of the penny names. And did you see that BuzzFeed this morning, Scott?
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I had a little short on that, and then it come back. It just held buy side all the time. So it was like a long from the first short there at pre-market. Again, that time I was telling you about, there's opportunities for shorts on these stocks, even when they kind of run from 7 o'clock. So I'm kind of looking to short them at 4 or 5 a.m. EST, and then by 7 a.m. you got to look for those ones that look like they're going to run. They've got that volume is still there with them, as opposed to having dropped right off. But yeah, that's
man, I'm gonna have to go across the pond to do that one, Scott. I'm gonna have to start waking up early, man.
That's very early. So I'm just cutting levels here on SYTA, and then we'll go over to BZFD, BuzzFeed, and we are seeing a benchmark right here where we're at now. So we've pushed off of these lows. This has been playing sell side, buy side. So I must have looked at this previously to come up with these sell side and buy sides, but we have pushed down here. That's why I call it that resting buy side, is we could just hang around there for a few days. And then if it wants to make a comeback, as soon as it's broken out again, the volatility can come in. But looking at it on the 15, it's up there. It's kind of giving us some red at the moment, drilling down. What are we getting? Have we got that nice little rejection I like on the top? It's just doing it right now, but I hate shorting at this time. I really do hate shorting at this time just before the open, but it is benchmark 2. It's giving me that little, whoops, that's not going to work. It's giving me that little sell side rejection there. I just don't like shorting it right now, just in case we get a big run to like $5 or something and just to wick back down. But it's giving me what I want to see. I just don't like the time, so I'm not going to do it right now. We'll see how that plays out, but that is kind of my textbook there, what it's doing right now. Then over to BZFD. Again, this one was here. I was looking at this in this morning, and I kind of tried the short up here at 295. It went to 269, and then I covered back up here. It was just not doing its thing. And then it's been on the tape every time it's come out of that. Like each of these are buy zones here for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. It's been ongoing non-stop here. Yeah, it's still up there, right? This stock is holding well above its 50% mark right now. It does keep coming back to those buy pools and getting liquidity. The benchmark is above, closed and tested the backside, right? So we've just got to watch out and see what happens and see if it wants to do that whole formula again, which was kind of 240 to 380. So we could see another $1.20, $1.50 on that on the open, but we'll keep an eye on it on BZFD as well. MGOL's on there again, but I don't. Wasn't that the dollar range stock yesterday? Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be. Well, it was the dollar range stock until post market, right? $2. Yeah. Okay, so that's why I'm hearing it pop. So we are in that buy side at 150s.
Yeah.
The tape's going to have to give me something on that. The tape will have to give me something on that to get involved in MGOL. I'll keep on looking here. Looks like SPWR. We had that one, didn't we? Previously, that was SunPower, wasn't it? It was on the meme. Oh, okay. All right. Let me cut some levels on this, Mitch, and come back to me in a sec, all right?
Yeah, definitely. SunPower ripping, man. And a big part of that is also we also got another leader in this space making a move, right? First Solar was making a move yesterday. So solar definitely in play right now. You can see here how this is taking off and also looking like a little bit of a cup, right? So we could maybe have a handle today on that First Solar, but I'll be watching some other solar stocks to play catch up. So another favorite in this space, of course, is EMPH. And let's go to my industry, right? I always got industries for you guys. You guys are wanting to look at solar? Well, let's take a look at the equally weighted outlook here, right? And I think this is very important to do. Some of you guys can do this by just looking at ETFs, right? Like TAN is an ETF in solar. Look how this looks very similar. So this is TAN, the ETF, right? And then I go to my equally weighted. Boom, very similar charts, not much difference there. And that tells me something, right? That it's the industry-wide starting to make a move. And that's why I use equally weighted indexes versus the ETFs that are weighted probably heavily into the leader. I'm wanting to see if this is really making a move. And now I can start taking a look at what bigger stocks are here, right? First Solar, EMPH, but there's other names that we can watch. NXT, Next Tractor, starting to come back after a quick decline. It filled the gap, now starting to maybe make a move back here. SEDG, that has been really hit as of late. Run is one to keep in watch, right? All these stocks are definitely something that kind of keep a watch, especially if we're going to get an overall kind of solar move. So I'll be watching some of these to see if we can get a little bit of a push. There's Canada Solar, CSIQ, that I've traded in the past. We'll see what happens with these solar names today.
Okay.
All right. What
Sorry,
you got
man,
for me,
just
Scott?
jump back to SPWR.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just running
Let's take a
these.
look.
All right, so this is benchmark 1. I haven't done benchmark 2 off that level yet. I'll do it now. But yeah, so this was the levels that we cut before, spiked above benchmark 2, then smashed back down to the resting liquidity pool, like I said, that we've got. So it's been in there a couple of days. Now, it's a bit sketchy down here. So I'm going to go off of these lows. Oh, let's grab this back. Go off these lows. About there. And I'm going to go for that spike high here. Yeah, okay. So benchmark 2 is smack in the middle at $6-ish, which is in the sell side pool. So we've got confluence up there with those levels. It is whether or not it has got the volume to do it today. Obviously, we've got that spike right now as it's coming out. So we'll see if it's got the volume to do what it done here again. And remember, this spiked on the same day as GME and AMC. And we're not seeing anything there today. They're both still residing in those buy-side pools that we spoke about yesterday. So, yeah, it's on its own today because of its earnings, I guess. So, that's what we got. Hey, Scotty C, how you doing? Mate, how you doing? What you got on Tesla, PDD, and Target? Scott wants to look at
Rivian. I want one of the Rivians. It's probably about the only electric car I've actually been like, man, it looks nice.
Okay. What we've got is there a
and you know the today? Amazon trucks. Rivian.
Show that.
$10. I mean, it's at an interesting spot, right? I can tell you, at least investment wise, there's going to be a point in Rivian that I would love to take a shot. If we ever break that 52-week low around 826, get back into the 7 handle, I think Rivian at some point might be like a $20 company. At least their technology has been able to impress, let's say, a company like Amazon. And if Amazon's impressed by them, they'll figure it out, I feel. What are you seeing on the intraday action? Not much there, right? I mean, it's just kind of hanging on here by a thread, it feels like.
Yeah, I think Scott's looking at those bottom feeders down here in the buy side pool and just checking where that is. It is there, Scott. It is down there like in 9s. Nothing volume wise is screaming at me it should do this today. I'd in fact prefer a deeper push down here to kind of 975 kind of thing, or maybe this 988 area again. But I'll listen out for it on the tape today. But the sell side on this is going to be from the high of yesterday to the low of yesterday. So if you're thinking of buying down there in the high if you're thinking of buying down there in the high 9s, then you got to get through this 1020, 1030 area on the sell side. So that's what we've got on RIVN intraday. I don't know if we jump down to what it's actually doing today. Yeah, I still can't see anything else on that. There will be these kind of the micro levels that we've got here that you're holding on to. Be one there. So there's the buy side right now in the 10. So below 1002, you're going to check out that high 9s. And And yeah, you're stuck between them two right now. So if it's going to show his hand, if it can break above 10.15 or below, kind of below 10, that's what I've got right now. You're stuck in between them two.
All right, always trading with Rivian side by side. A lot of times I see if Tesla's going to go, maybe Rivian can go too. So Tesla yesterday got a nice little push, right? I mean, that wasn't bad at all. Started the day down here around the 176, got up there towards the 187 by the close and after hours. So definitely something to kind of keep an eye out as it pulls back. Daily chart has a nice little pullback closer towards kind of the 179.50 range for the 9 EMA. But maybe we get an inside day and then followed by another breakout. If we can break through the highs yesterday, maybe Tesla can start moving. Not a bad one to keep on watch. And of course, XPEV was in play yesterday. Didn't get a win on this one. Actually got a loss on this one as it shook me out on this 870 move. But something that I'll keep on watch, as yesterday we got some earnings plays from these EVs. Let's see what happens there. We'll keep a watch on some China plays. What's going on, chat? Let us know what stock you guys are taking a look at. Remember, we're here for you guys. Let us know what you want to take a look at. We'll take a look to see what we're seeing here. Noli's taking a look at Shop. I think that's definitely on the radar too. Shop is one of my favorites, definitely for long term, but it's pulled back significantly here. Now back down to 58, right? But there's a long-term trend line that I'm kind of paying attention to. You see this trend line right here where we're starting to run into. A lot of times we could maybe bounce off of it a couple times and then start to reverse out of it. So right now you're seeing that bunch up in the 58s, the 57.50s, somewhere in here. I'm feeling like there's some buying going on. So I'm going to continue to watch those levels. What I'd really like to see is this get up and out of this area. So let's start making a move to 60, showing kind of that bullish engulfing candle look where you get a nice little candle like this that eats up all the prior action and starts to recover that 9 EMA. We'll see what happens there. In Shopify, and another one to watch with Shopify is always Amazon, right? I look at them side by side. Amazon's up there to 183s. Hasn't really done much lately, but something that we can keep on watch. So let's keep boogie woogieing out there. It's good to see you out there, Boogie. We need some music from Boogie Woogie one day. A little bit of some blues in here. I mean, you can't come in with a name like that and not probably have the good blues out there. And I'm a big blues fan, so shout out to you. It's good to see you out there, Future. And great Scott out there, of course. Mara and Riot talking a little bit of some miners out there. What are you seeing on Sun Power? Are we getting charged up?
I've just got those levels. Yeah, it looks like we've knocked our head into benchmark 1 at the moment. Benchmark 2 is up there at 380. So we'll take a look and see what we've got. That's on the micro. It's literally off of this morning's yesterday's lows. That's off yesterday's lows. This is off the bigger time frame. So there's plenty of room for this to go if it's got the legs and the volume this morning.
Yeah, YouTube's having some issues today, future day traders. So if you're not seeing the like button or situations like that, I know that YouTube's having some issues. You can always watch us. We're on multiple areas, right? We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, multiple Facebook. Hey, check us out, guys. Like always, there's multiple ways for you to watch the stream. If for any reason one platform's giving you issues, just go to the next. We'll see you guys here. Let's keep battling out there. Let's talk a little bit more about some earnings stocks. I got a couple more to go through here. So let's go to PDD and let's go to Toll Brothers. So PDD, of course, having a good morning this morning. PDD is one of the favorites in China, right? And when we think about China, right, we know BABA and we know JD, but those have been pretty much out of favor for a long time. JD has been turning around and so has BABA, but PDD has been the best of breed in China for a while now. And you guys can see by this chart, this looks like a cup and handle itself, man. What's up with the cup and handles today? I'm just seeing them all around. You can see this kind of big cupping action. And then now we're starting to get through the handles. So I'd want to start seeing the hold on 150 pullbacks as we break above this. If you're looking for longs on PDD, I'm going to be watching that 150 level. You got just above it. Now will it come back down and kind of test that area? Look for maybe a little bit of a decline followed by another attempt to get back to this 158. This will be an interesting stock in play. PDD and then BABA definitely in play off of this, right? It's actually down in the pre-market, but could start turning things around. We'll see what happens there. Another good play to play these. You got plenty of like indexes. You can go FXI. You can even go into some of the leveraged China plays. That's not something that I do too often, but hey, I'll always keep on watch the FXI to see what's going on in China. It's been a strong move lately, now has pulled back. Let's see if we get another move in China. All right, let's keep going, guys. What else we got out in the market? And some miners being mentioned. They were definitely in play yesterday. Mara, Clean Spark was one that I was able to make a tiny amount, then lost amount. It ended up being kind of like a wash, but definitely in play again here. I'm going to keep on watch the same hourly kind of pattern here, just sideways holding around the 1850s to 18. Can we make the move to 19 and 20? That's what the daily chart shows me. The only question is, can we start making our move towards that level? We'll see what happens in Clean Spark today.
Got to mention Cheetah net supply from yesterday. In that, it ended up under $1 this stock yesterday. So we went up to 40. Look at, I mean, I knew it was selling off like crazy yesterday still, but it ended up under $1. It's $1.04 from 44 on CTNT. That is just absolutely crazy. That's what I'm talking about in those bell curves, right? When I say you get that bell curve on these small caps, normally does it a little bit longer, maybe over 1, 2, 3 days, but that's the pattern that always happens on these things. It's just about when to get in and knowing when to get the hell out. You don't want to be buying in the late 30s and the mid 40s at this point. Like, you want to be waiting, and even then, there's the little pattern, right? Even if you're not like drawing these out like I do, you can see when it takes another attempt and the top at fails. You don't have to like. That's what you should be looking for on these. That's what I call the start of the backside. This is backside. This is the start of the backside when it does that retest and then fails and then gets under these EMAs there, and you can just sell each of the pops to these moving averages. That's the better way to play short in these small caps, is on the backside.
All right, so catching some talk in the chat. Who do we got in the chat giving us some levels? Look like Michael's giving us some levels. Let's take a look at that target here. Some levels given here. So let me take a look at those levels. Given around 136, 137 for support, resistance around the 145. Maybe a little bit of a dip buy opportunity here on the turnaround. We'll see what happens. I'd look for a quick decline to that 136. Maybe we start to work our way back towards 144. But definitely target one to watch. And I could see that on the daily and weekly. If you kind of go back, you could see the kind of the bunch up into this area, this 136 support, 136.55, 135.67. And then you also got this 136.35. So somewhere in that 136 to 137, we should be looking to see if we get some support there in target. We'll find out if it starts to bounce back. But Target, definitely one that surprised me in the earnings report. I thought maybe they finally start to turn things around. It's pulled back. I'm sure there's some buyers that were caught, probably thinking that Target had turned things around. Earnings came in. Now they're on the wash. I'll look for the wash right out the gates and then look to see if Target can recover. All right, what else we got out there? A lot on the tape, and hey, there's a lot to trade here today. And I know that a lot of people are probably going to forget about GME, but at some point, I have a feeling it's going to do some crazy kind of pop. We still haven't gotten a real update from what's going on in Roaring Kitty. It's been sideways action. And that's why I'm going to wait. I've talked about it for a pop to 24. I'll let you guys know if I see anything moving. Let's keep it going, guys. It's about 9:25, almost 9:24 here. We're going to keep going, get you guys to the open and see what we can come up with today. Yesterday, a little bit of a red day for me, down about close to $100 at the end of the day. I was able to make one trade to kind of keep the battle on, but ready to see what we can come up with today. It's going to be a fun day and a lot on the action. We're going to keep watching what's going on in the tech names. NVDA is going to be going up today and down, so just be careful out there, guys. It's already gotten up there to the 950s. Yesterday, it looked like it wanted to crack the 950s and then held it, reversed right back up. So we'll see if NVIDIA, with the earnings, can it make it to 1,000? We'll find out.
What you got on Tesla? Anything on Tesla?
Yeah, Tesla, I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback towards the kind of the 182, 181 out the gates. So wash out some buyers from yesterday. The buyers yesterday came in around kind of that 178 breakout spot. It did hold that 178 pullback, so that's kind of the level that I definitely would find as support. But I think we get kind of close to that. Let's look at the daily chart, and a lot of that I see is this resistance here, a lot into that 180. That would be my perfect kind of like dip buy to go after this, because then I can use yesterday's low, 174. But for right now, I think it could be kind of a day where you get this kind of inside candle, right? Just hangs out in this space and then takes off through the 188, 190s. But one to watch, has come out of this kind of gap zone where it got some volume yesterday. So I definitely think some buyers are taking their shot in Tesla. Let's see if things can turn around there. All right. And retail was one that I got out yesterday that, you know, at some point, a lot of times where XRT, it's all about trends. I'm continuing to watch to see what happens there. Lulu definitely taking the big hit there. Of course, in retail, that's not going to help it. Lulu down big today off their earnings. Like always, guys, we got to continue to watch earnings to give us a little bit of what's going on, what's the flavor out there. So today, I'll actually be watching to see if A&F finally starts breaking down. This has been an absolute monster, up there to 145 when this stock was just in 2022 down. I mean, you could see it. We were down there to $15, $20. This stock has taken off like a rocket and hasn't come down. All right, let's keep going.
What we got? A couple of, let's have a quick look at the NASDAQ while we're here, see what we've got lining up on the, just a quick look at what's been going on earlier today and yesterday. So from yesterday's lows to yesterday's highs, we have an area down here. Got those VWAPs coming out from the previous volatility, so somewhere where it's really pumped, whether that be news or not. But that is the buy side pool sitting down there around 720-ish. And then right now, we are kind of there on the sell side from the Globex session. Imagine we're right there. So we're right there talking right into it right now, using up all of it, right? So right now, might get a slight pop above if the open, because it's pushing right on the open. So we might get another look at this kind of 20 area. Else, if it breaks, we could get further upside on the NASDAQ or the Qs. So we'll keep an eye on that at the open. We'll see where we get to.
All right, looking around, guys. It's going to be a fun day. Like always, you guys can keep dropping those tickets throughout the show, and we'll see what we come up with. And definitely, we'll talk a little bit about NVIDIA's earnings later today. I'll give you guys a preview of what's coming tonight. We'll take a look at also the historical earnings. How often do they beat? How often do they miss? All things that I like to take a look at. And a lot of that, we'll use a calendar on Benzinga Pro. Shout out to them, like, of course, one of our partners. And let's keep working. Let's try to find some new plays today. I feel like today is one of those days where I'm not just seeing names that I saw all throughout last week, right? And when that happens, there's a little bit of a shakeup. Let's find it and see what we can do. Maybe find some edge in the market here. I'm going to also continue to watch to see if some airlines can bounce back. As soon as I get American, it goes up there and right back down. I think that has to do with the oil play out there. So I'm going to see what happens with oil today. Energy started to try to peak above that trend line and then pulled back. We'll see what happens with some of these names today. Valero on my radar to watch for a nice little breakout back to the upside. We'll see if it gets above 164. XOM, of course, ExxonMobil has done a little bit of a pullback. A lot of resistance in this trend line. So we got to continue to watch to see what happens. I would like to see it recover right back up to that 120 today. If not, 116s could be in play. All right, let's keep going after it. Let's see what else we got out there. I'm excited to keep going into the day, and it's been a battle out there. We'll see if we can keep going into the green. Had a green Monday, Tuesday, a little bit of a battle. Let's get back into it, guys. Like always, it's all about just focusing on what I can control today and trying to get into some high-quality plays. Smaller plays, there's definitely a lot going on, but I'm not seeing the same names that I saw yesterday. Is that the same kind of trend that you're seeing, Scott?
What I'm seeing is
time. All right, guys, let's get after it, guys.
All right. So I'm going to look at Tesla today. I like what Michael was saying there. That 178 area I've got on Tesla. I've got it down to 176. I think Michael's at 180, 178. I'm at 178, 176. But we'll see what it gets. It might just like where it is on the open right now, right into those moving averages. But we'll see if we've got any volume coming out of there on Tesla. And then I'll be keeping an eye on the tape. So I'll just give it 30 seconds. BZFD's on there right now. And so is SYTA. So just keeping an eye on those two. It's everything's screaming at me at the moment. So I just need to give this 30 seconds or so to calm down. What you looking at, Mitch?
I'm looking at CLSK right out the gates here. So taking a look at this. This is a pattern that I was trying to play yesterday, so I could see some just buy out right out the gates here. I might take a shot here right out the gates. Not often do I do this, but I like the setup here. Let me see if I can get 1840s with an attempt to break down. Boom, right there. I'm taking a shot here right off the gates here, guys, off to 1829s. I don't want it to go through that, but I'm already long about 100 shares here. Let's see what I can come up with on CLSK right now, guys. Let's see. All right, so there you guys see it. I got 1840s on that pullback. Wanted to go through that 1850s really quickly and start making its way to 19. That will show up on people's scanners, and then it'll start being that stock that everybody's watching. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see if I can get it. Definitely don't want it to go through the low right now. So the key is here. This is just a opening play. Opening price was 1836. Really wouldn't want to see even 1836 broken. There's the 1850s. This is kind of what I wanted to see, because now it's starting to show up on people's scanners. There's a resistance right here at 1860s. We can push through that into the 1870s here. All right, now we're in the 1860s, 1870s. Boom, I'm going to be able to take half off there. Boom, just take myself half off there. Now I can leave the rest, break even, and just let this work for the remainder of the day. I think this could get to 20. So in my point, now I got in a good level here. 1840s, can go ahead up and set the stop there at 1840s. Just let this work for the remainder of the day and see what I can come up with. This was a big idea of just trying to get something right out the gates. I grabbed it, was able to get going here. Didn't go crazy with my sizing because it was right out the open play. And that's something that I'm accustomed to. We'll see what happens now. I'll kick it to you, Scott. What are you seeing out there?
SYTA is on the tapes, toying with this sell side level, 450s. There we go. It's on there now. It's screaming at me. Now, let's see what we've got. I still think them shorts would have liked 450. There they are. There they are. Now, do they get squeezed? They're definitely in. Let's see if they get squeezed on this. Bang that back over there. So, yeah. So, sell side liquidity coming on the tape, ripped up. And then those shorts are straight in there. Now, the question is, can they get what they want? Let's see where the VWAP is. Their target's going to be VWAP. So that's going to be down at kind of $4. Now, let's see if they get paid on this or not straight away. For me, I just want to make sure that this can get up past. Yeah, so $4 would be my target based on a buy side liquidity as well. So you got about 50 cents in there if you was in it as it kind of rejected off 450 was probably the best you could do. But I'm going to keep an eye on the tape, see if it takes another look at 460 or not, and see if whether that can fail. But at the minute, it's looking good for $4 if those shorts can get paid.
All right, CLSK could pull back to the 1850s, do a little bit of a VWAP test, and then take off there. So I might add at the VWAP. I'm just keeping an eye on it right now. Still got that stop place there. I'm also watching Mara and some other names because they're kind of trading similar in the space. I might go after some of these, right? I mean, we'll see what happens now. It's trying to get a little bit of a pullback opportunity off the VWAP. So Mara, VWAP, 2150s seems to make sense here for me. There's that 2150s attempt. Now I could hold off that 2140s if I was going after that one. Let me go focus on Clean Spark because I might just be able to get an ad here. Ooh, no ad opportunity. Let me go after Mara here, see if I can grab it. Ooh, it was already up there at 57, 56. You guys saw me. I was trying to get that order ready. Just didn't have it ready here. So let me see if I can get under 50s here. didn't give me the chance there. It just hit 52 on the offer. I was trying to get 50 so I could hold off the 40s there. It's already back to 2160s. A little slow there on me. Should have got in already and then just risked off that 2140, but that's just my fault. It was a little bit slow there. Let's take a look at Riot. Riot also at the top of the range here. Clean Spark taking off to the 1890s. So that's looking good for me. I did want to jump in tomorrow there, but did not get the opportunity.
Okay, SYTA taking a look at that sell side again. It's up to that 460 area now. So this is whether them shorts get squeezed above this level or not. So I'm listening to the tape, and we are on the tape right now. There we go. Okay, so there's now they've jumped. They've obviously they've done $5 as well. So they love doing these half dollar numbers and these round numbers to get into this short. So that I think that harsh rejection is those limit orders at just under the round number getting filled for those shorts. So we'll see if they had any luck this time. So for me, that would have been their ad. Now, as we've seen this week and last, these plays that are coming in on volume and that consistently on the tape, if they don't run out of steam in kind of the first 15 minutes, they've been using the buy side and making higher highs throughout the day. So I'm just a bit wary of that again, being day one. Let's see what happens. So the most recent one, so we've got one down there at 4. This pullback that we've just had, it's going to push one up. We're going to have a micro one down there at 440s now to see if it comes back to grab that. And if that's the one that fails, then I think that's when the shorts get their chance at the VWAP. So we'll see what happens here off this 440 level now.
Wash out.
There we go. There we go.
Minors.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. No, I like that. That looks good.
Yeah, that's their VWAP. So that's their first target, and that is kind of job done for those. And now let's see what happens off this buy side. If I start hearing the tape coming in around this 398 area, even a little bit lower, 387, I'll listen for that and see if I can't work into that on the long side.
Shot not looking bad, Noli. I see you talking about that over 59.20s. If the 9 EMA holds on the 2-minute, okay, I like it. I like the 9 EMA, at least on the 1 minute. You can see that curling action. A lot of wicks in here into the 59.30s. Let's see if we get through it right now. There's 59.26. Shout out to you, Noli. Not a bad stock mention. We talked about this one in pre-markets. Shop not looking too bad there. Solar not looking too bad in that space. I know that SunPower is on the decline out the gates here, but ENPH, I talked about that one before the gates. It's already up about 2%. We'll see what happens on some of these solar plays. What's going on, Scott?
I just missed BZFD talking about SYTA. Unfortunately, it come on as I was hearing it. It switched from SYTA to a BZFD out of that buy zone, and it was just here, and it just boom, just come on the tape there, and off it goes. So I quite like that area for a pause, but there's nothing I can do now. All I can do now is draw the next one in out of that zone up to the high and see if we want to come back for it. And if we do, then that VWAP's going to start trending up with it. But that's going to have to come back like 40 cents now. We'll see what we've got, but I missed that one. But never mind. We'll do the patient thing and see if we get that pull back to the buy side.
All right, guys, I'm looking for Chewy here, guys. I did see Wolf start making a move, and I could go after Wolf, but I kind of like the action from Chewy when it starts to get hot. So I'm looking for a quick pullback here, guys, to grab it off the VWAP, 1687, 1685s. I'm going to actually even put out my order because it might be a quick one. 1685s. I'll put out some right now, and then I'm looking for pullback to get in here. Orders out there on the limit. Let's see if I can get the pullback. I'm looking for the breakout through 17 here. Just looking for a quick decline into this spot right here, 9 EMA, and then right back up. Let's see if I get it. What up out there, guys? It's good to see you. Smoked tuna. Got to get that tuna, baby. I'm looking for it. We're all looking for that tuna. Oh, man. LRMR. That's one that was going off yesterday that I was taking a look at yesterday. It's up to 850s right now, guys. It's just starting to get a little bit strong. And daily chart actually doesn't look bad. So I don't know if you've seen this one, Scott. It's an interesting one, LRMR. And it's getting some volume this morning. So that's something that I'll be watching. I'd look for a little bit of a decline. It's lower volume on that one, but it's an interesting name there.
Okay, have a look.
And RZLT showing up on the scanner. Some biotech. starting to recover the 350s. Woo! Daily chart on this one came back big time. See if it starts to work its way back. This looks like an after hours run last night.
Didn't you try and short LRMR?
Or didn't go after it. I was thinking
you
about
didn't.
it.
All right,
off
okay.
The 850s yesterday. I mean, if you see it, it wouldn't have been bad.
No, yeah, it's
yeah. If you actually see the play, I like these later in the day shorts as of late, and I'm just going to show you this because I don't have the trade on, guys. Just to kind of give you guys perspective. A lot of times I like to think about like what strategies are working for me right now. Later in the day shorts after a quick decline have been working for me, and we're talking like going into 12, 11, into the 1 p.m. And so you can see after 12 here, this kind of just triggered down right back to 8. And so things like that is what I've been seeing working later in the day. CIFR showing up on the scanner. I think that's a mining play. Look at that. Nice little push there and pulling back to the VWAP. This doesn't look too bad there. CIFR. I'd look for a little bit bottoming towards 425. That's just me. Clean spark, still balancing out. And I'm going to look for it to come back a little bit later in the day. I can maybe come after it.
Okay, SPWR, looking at that, we spoke about it earlier in pre-market. SPWR here is, rejection one. Benchmark one rejection there has come back down on the open. So this is the first this was the buy side it worked its way out of on the higher time frame here. Down here that was in it for a few days. This one right here is the most kind of recent one. So we're just checking out to see if there's any volume coming out of this. Well, we've got 200 EMA. We're below the moving average, but we'll see if we get any volume on SPWR out here.
Love to see it. And I love when you do this, Scott, because what I always love to see is if these liquidity pools match up with the way that I'm looking at it too, right? And you can see it here on SPWR. What do I have the lines on? Right in that area, right? I mean, and the big part is this is on the charts. This is right there. Hourly resistance, hourly support in that range. I'd like to see a quick decline in there and right back out of there. So that's what I would like to see here. A quick test towards 275, 270s, quick recovery to 290s. We'll see what happens in SPWR. All right, it's that kind of day, guys. Be careful out there. There's a lot of action going on. What am I seeing down? Big, of course, Lulu down. Here's Clean Spark coming back here. Keeping an eye on this one. I want to see it start to make a move, but it's a lot of it on the industry overall. Mara's trying to recover. Five minutes still not looking too bad here. Next 2 minutes going to be very important for Clean Spark if it's going to do a nice little 5-minute pattern. All right, 1840 is starting to be a good level to see Clean Spark kind of hold that level. I'd like to see it cut here towards that and then come right back around through the 1860s. That could be the buy zone for me. All right, what's going on out there, traders? It's good to see you guys. Looking around to see any of my alerts going off. XPEV to the downside, Tupperware to the downside, Valero coming back down. Looking around, just seeing a lot of downside action out the gates here. If I look at the sectors overall, real estate doing well today. Toll Brothers had an earnings report. So let's maybe take a look at the home builders today, see what's going on there. And that's something that I'll keep watch to see if that sector is doing pretty good here. Change from the open. A lot of times I'll take a look at that to see if I can find a bigger name that's making a move. So you see me running through things here. And a lot of the times I'm looking to see, okay, so what's industries up the most? Hotels and motels. That's interesting. Let's take a look at Airbnb. This is how I get my idea generation a lot of the times, guys. I'm looking at what's showing up here. How's like Expedia, or let's look at Booking. Booking up today? Yeah, Booking's up today. So something to kind of keep an eye on. What's up with the TripAdvisor? I haven't played that one in a long time. All right, all out of NVIDIA. Man, you're savage. Taking a third out of shop. Let's go. Shop holding that.
Just looking at NVIDIA there.
Good.
And
taking a look, Scott. What are you seeing on that?
yeah, I think this is similar to what we were seeing on some of the other earnings plays on the days prior to it. Is they're just kind of sitting in their sell side liquidity pools, and each time so far they've come down off it on the earnings. What was it Meta that was up there for a while as well? There's Meta. We've got Meta down here somewhere. Where it was, yeah, this was Meta. Meta was sitting in that again on the day, kind of creeping into that, and then on the evening just dropped away from that sell side. So I'm wondering what NVIDIA. What do you think? What do you think NVIDIA's going to do then, Mitch?
I could see it being like a first hour or two washout. Why? Because there's just so much retail that's watching it to rip today because of the earnings. So that a lot of times, what does it do? Well, a lot of times you'll get some algos to wash you out. Nice bull flag here on CIFR, guys. I'm missing this a little bit here, but I just talked about 425 for the pullback. Why? Because I was seeing this little level, right? And we're going to do the rule of three and explain this one because I think this is as good as it gets for the rule of three. But look at that 436 now starting to make a move. The big part of this is look at the resistance test, right? Look at the support test. I'll do support test in square, resistance in circles, and you can see how it comes back to the trend line here, comes right back down. And these are the kind of levels that I look for all the time. If you can play within those, you're going to be able to just try to kind of battle through. And this is exactly what you're looking for. Nice little push. You could even get another test into this 426 area, but now we're starting to really start to push through. Let's see if we can measure the flag and see this actually make a move. So if you measure the flag, that's this left-hand side. That's going to be 41 cents, 41 cents from the breakout. Where could that go to? If I push that up to here, I'm going to go ahead and let me pull this a little bit further. All right, so 41 cents. Puts us somewhere near towards like 470s. Let's see if it can get up to that move. This is how you use kind of a bull flag, the flag to measure the potential move. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but something to keep an eye out. Now I want clean spark, but it's already kind of setting up here. I wanted to wash out one more time, try to trap some traders, and then I'm going to get long on this clean spark based on the 5-minute chart. So up one, down one, up two, down two, up three. Pull back into the kind of washout mode, which is the 835s, 845 range, and then come back up through it. Let's see what happens here. Clean spark. Ooh, already bunching there. Trying to trap some buyers. Let's see if it gets it there or it just comes right back down. 1880 starting to push there. It's definitely one that I'm watching. I think it's a hot one of the day, and I think you're definitely seeing some Bitcoin type of play, a lot of Ethereum talk out there. So I'm watching this. Riot, nice little push higher. Tesla back down to the 181. Didn't get to the 180 though. TJX actually going higher there. Ross Stores kind of holding in here. This is one that I watch off of TJX report, so I'm keeping an eye on it. How's the retail overall? XRT starting to work its way back? It's just NVIDIA's report's going to make such a big impact today that a little part of me doesn't want to take too many swing trades because let's say if NVIDIA just gets annihilated tonight, I mean, the market's not going to be looking good tomorrow. That's one thing to keep in mind. I always keep that in mind. Like if the attention's driven so much on one stock, it could actually drive the whole stock. There's Clean Spark now up there to the 1889. That washed me out on the pullback to 1840s, but it's up there. We'll see if I get one more pullback to jump on the party. Looking around, guys, to see what else is making a move. Woofy. What happened to Chewy, man? No fill there. Chewy started going to 17s. You guys saw I was trying to get there on the pullback at 1685s. It was at 1690s. It's already to 17 there. Shop till you drop, man. Noli getting after it, man. Look at that. Nice move there in shop, man. Always like to give shout outs with shout outs I deserve. So definitely Noli. Good job on that shop today.
Was
What's up
looking
with
at
SunPower?
DOGZ
Ooh,
yesterday. SunPower, yeah,
DOGZ.
I've just taken a starter on SunPower.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I've got no volume on it though. That's the only issue. So DOGZ we spoke about yesterday. It's taking another look up at that area here at 12. So looking to see if we get any rejection off of that sell side, which is where, yeah, it was a benchmark 2 play. So it's gone between 1, it's gone to 2, come off of that yesterday, but kind of held above that 50%. So let's see if we can reject off of that sell side liquidity and make that backside play today.
See SIQ when it's on the watch for pullbacks at 1650. Solar with a nice move out the gates today. Solar. Clean Spark getting up there to 19 now. So at least it was a good mentality to play that one, just not being able to hold on the pullback. Mara starting to work its way up also there. Riot with a nice little push there. CIFR to 444s. Doesn't look bad at all. Looking around, guys, trying to find some other plays that we can get after here. Industrials going higher. Let's take a look at the kind of the sectors leading. Healthcare with a nice little push here. Let's see what's leading in there. Drug manufacturer, specialty. Let's see what is going on in this space today. DOGZ. SunPower, I think it's just going to me, it's like taking like a pause right now and for a little while, but it doesn't mean that it can't go. It's just kind of like taking a little bit of the pause. Teva here, TEVA. Nice little push there from 1650 to 17. It's been strong. ESPR. Doesn't look too bad here. It's like a consistent penny name. What I mean by consistent, when you look at the chart and it's not just straight one pop, one drop. So this has a tendency of, working its way up a couple of days. Has a bunch up around this 250. Does it want to make a move to 3? We'll find out today. It's not a bad one. Kind of like this little bunch up. Just not much there. Looking around, guys, trying to find some other plays that are making moves. NVAX showing up. Oh, look at that, guys. Up to 1620s. Staying hot. Definitely not one that I probably want to get in front of. But
SYTA on the tape.
All right. What's going on there?
So I've just taken a start in SYTA. It's heavy on the tape coming out of this buy side pull, which is also the back side of the sell, which is kind of non-existent now, really. My target would be up there at 450s, but we're going to have to contend with the VWAP that is going to come into around 408, which I think the shorts will like. It's on the buy side. It's with those EMAs that I think we've got help with other buyers coming in, so it's going to be the usual, the battle between the moving average buyers and the VWAP sellers on the backside if they think it's backside. But here is sometimes where the tape can give you a bit of an edge. Looking at it, we're kind of creeping up 45,000 on the kind of last few minutes every time it shouts out at me. So there's the VWAP sell. Now, we'll see who wins, basically. I'll cover it if it goes I'll get out of if it goes any kind of lower. I don't want to hold it all the way down to 320s. It's 70 cents away. This is where I'll just be doing the micro pullbacks onto the buy side pulls and just saying, right, my safety net on this one is going to be here at 77. It goes 73s, and if it goes lower than that, then the edge has gone, unless I hear it on the tape again. But I'll probably get out of this at 73s. Let's see what happens at that VWAP. They've definitely shown their hand at the moment, the sellers. So we'll see if they get squeezed or not. If they get squeezed, we might get up there to 450, where I'll look to get out.
All right, looking around, guys. I'm trying to find some good plays out here. Roku's starting to come back a little bit. Just looking around. Frey battery showing up on my scanner, and it's just gone straight up. That's FREY, Frey battery. I've actually interviewed this company before. It's a battery play, kind of lithium play. We'll see what happens here. It's at 240s. Daily chart has a nice little move starting to push here. Maybe you can start closing the gap between 270s and 339. So definitely something to kind of keep on watch. Shop finally pulling back there. First Solar showing up on the scanner, and look at that. Solar hot today, guys. First Solar staying hot there. So SPWR now going to 320s. Hey, maybe now's the time. The other ones have started to move. EMPH was one that I mentioned this morning. Did not get that around the VWAP. That's actually had a pretty good day already. 5% move in ENPH. For a $100 stock, that's a pretty good move there.
All right, just checking SPWR here. Let's have a look. So in SPWR at 89, and I'm guessing it's going to find sell side up here somewhere. Okay, so the sell side is a little bit higher. Okay, so I'll target 330s up there on this one. See if we can't get a nice push up there. So we acknowledged that benchmark 1, didn't we? There's benchmark 2 up there at 380, but I think this for this morning might hold it, but we'll see. SYTA on the tape again as well. Yeah, so another attempt, another sell into that VWAP as well again. So we'll see. The volume was there to on the buy side, but shorted into. Let's see if they have another go. So the difference is that last push pushed up to 56,000. That last put the previous push, pushed up to 56, 57,000. This last push pushed up to 27,000. So they're going to need more in the tank if they're going to break this VWAP. BZFD is going to come in as well at some point, is it? No, that's off. Oh, that's off to the downside. I was going to say, my goodness. So they had an attempt here out of the buy side, and then that's straight rejected. Didn't even did it come back for the VWAP on that? Yeah, it was VWAP and then rejected hard. So that's going to want lower on BZ, and it can have lower. Its resting pool is going to be from the pre-market open to the highs. It's going to be about 320-ish, 330. Around 330, and if those two, well, if this last buy side can't hold, there you go down there. So hands off that on the long side right now. I'll see if we get any pullbacks to short into. Again, remember going into that 10:30, this becomes a bit of a gamble. It's best to stay away from these because they will get kind of manipulated through that until after lunch pretty much, and you can then get a squeeze after lunch. So let's see what we get.
All right, Clean Spark trying to get a little bit of a wipeout move here. I'm going to maybe buy this pullback here. I'm just looking for it to start working its way back up. It's been down, washing some people out, so it might just come right back up, take out the high.
All right, SYTA looks like those shorts got it. So just keeping an eye on here because we've just taken up that liquidity there. It's now gone. So we're now using the bigger pool so we can use this in its entirety as well. I didn't want to watch it come down 70 cents against me. So now here is key for me to hear it come on the tape. And there it is. It's on the tape now. Again, it's not on as big a volume as it was before. We're still around the 25,000 mark. So I need to be careful here because this could just flush down to 340. Just listening to see if I get anything else on the tape here. What did I say was the out on this 364? I think I said 373, but let's see what it's got. See if we can get any more volume here. We're still on that same level with the moving average. It's just the fact that those shorts attempted 3 times at that level. So let's see if we've got any comeback on the tape for that.
Starter on CLSK here. Long here. Just took some there at 46. Looking for this to come right back up towards that 19. Already got a little bit. Now wanted to attempt to come down to the 1836. I'll add there and looking for the push now. like to see some bottoming right off of that candle. So higher lows come back towards 1841, 1838, and then start to take off back through 19.
SunPower looking a bit dodgy for a push up to that. I got to about 323. Was looking for 330.
Smash the like out there, guys. I see you guys coming after it. Great short on target, right on the level. Michael getting after the target. I have to take a look at target. I haven't even watched that one. All right,
we'll
guys,
see if it holds the VWAP on SWPR.
One thing to note, right, is that I see 3 or 4 of the names on my scanner, gainer, and loser list is solar names. Just mentioning that, right? I mean,
let's hope so.
That's not a bad outlook, right? When you got so many industry names showing up on the scanner. All right, here's that attempt on CLSK to come to that kind of that lower high. So once it bottom out at the 1840s. Come on, bottom out here at 1840s and then start working its way back. About to start hammering on to try to add here. Big part of this is the 5-minute chart. So 5 minutes can make it look like this is going to go red candle and all of a sudden green candle it. That's what I'm looking for. Here's that attempt to lower high. So what I mean is so a trend line like this. Trying to hold here. There's that 1841. So here's where I can add at the lower 40s. Trying to get an ad here. All right, it might just take off. So I'm taking an ad right there, guys. Got an ad at 47s. So now I want to see this candle go from red to green on the 5-minute. Recover that 1850s, and that's going to be the spot where I think the momentum should start to come back in. So just tap that 1850s. Here's where I think the buyers should start to work in here. There it is. Now I'm looking to add at 1850s or below it. So I'm going to put 48s for the ad right now. Taking my shot here, guys. There's 49 on the offer. Boom. Just got filled there. Now let's see if it can take 1850s again and not break the 1836 as risk for myself, right? Like always, guys, you guys choose your own risk. I'm coming after this one, though. All right, let's see it back to 1850s. Now I want to see it start taking off back towards 1890s and 19. 5-minute went from red to green. That's what I kind of wanted to see. Now we're in the 1860s. Good looking move right out the gates here. Right out the trade. This is what kind of wanted to see here. Now I'm kind of getting a nice little gain here. Now I'm trying to work it, right? Let's see if we can get up to this 1880s, 1885s. That can be the first profit take, and then I can really look for this to break out through the 19s. Coming after it, team. Smash a like if you guys are enjoying the action out there. Smash it up, guys. Smash it up. Let's go. Am I going to get it, guys? Let's find out. Is it going to be the whip? Let's go. All right, getting a little lift here. Just looking for the takeoff. I'm going to watch Mara too. Mara's at the 2149s, and you guys can see this over literally in my corner right here, my screen. Right here, you guys can see 2180s, 2150s. So you see how we've had this up pattern down, up, up, down. I'm looking for the next takeoff here. This is what I want to do some more often. I can do this for us, guys. I can do something like this where I can show you guys exactly what I'm looking for. So it's pulled back here, recollected in the buy zone here, looking for it to take out that wick on the upside. Let's see what happens there in clean spark.
SPWR.
All right, what you got there, Scott?
out of 315, I saw this kind of attempt up, second push up, and like I said, it had gone from like 50,000 going on to 20,000. That last push, the attempt there was even lower at 19,000. I'm like, yeah, okay, so that's time to cover. So I just saw this red buy out of 315 on SPWR, but nice buy side pump there. So that's all right. We'll see. We're gonna have a. Where was that? That was the first one in micro. We're gonna go. We'll see if we get any. This has not been a huge call out. This has been actually on my pre-market scanner tape, so the volume is lower on this than the ones that are than SYTA, for example. But let's see if we get the hold anyway, because that's where we'd expect to come back to if we're going to make another shot at 336. So we'll see what we get. The moving averages are there if they want to have another go. Where's the VWAP? Yeah, under VWAP. So again, we're going to play that same game. We'd have to get through that VWAP again if we get some noise coming through at this level. But that's one chalked up this morning.
All right, looking for one little more push here to take some profit, guys.
Okay, SYTA still working out there. Was toying with another go, but those buyers have come back in again. So again, still looking. It would be really nice if I can get up there to 453. VWAP still right here though again. So let's see if they get beat this time. You got Mitch?
Yeah, guys, just focusing on this clean spark right now. It's in the 70s. Looking for the 80s to take some out here. Try to pay myself, right? I'm up about $50 on the name, looking for it to keep going. I got 47s. So I'm not feeling too bad about a little bit of a pullback here, but you see the VWAP right here? We should be kind of adding off of the VWAP and taking off. And I can see on the level 2, I see a lot of bunch up right now at the 1850s to like 1850, 1860s now. And so that's just right off the VWAP, 1861. So I do see the algos trying to buy out this VWAP. Now, I just wanted to kind of hold that low, right? These 1850s really shouldn't break. And that gives me a nice outlook. I'm at 1847s. Just needed to get bought up and through the 1890s. Then 19 is going to be that spot where it turned around last time. It could actually go through that level, I feel like, this time. So I'm trying to get it up there. And take some profits into the resistance versus take some profits into the middle of the move right now. It's just being hard and I'm feeling it. And I love to tell you guys that so that you guys can understand you're not alone in this game. Definitely smash the like if you guys are enjoying the stream today and everything that we show, and also the transparency that we show here. That's what it's all about, guys. We want you guys to learn from our wins and losses, right? That's what it's about. Trust me, you guys can probably learn more about our losses than our wins, but that's just because I always feel like that's what you can always do, guys. It's about making improvements. Let's see if we can do this. Frey battery still showing up on the scanners there. The BuzzFeed back to 311. NVAX has been a strong stock today. Looking around, guys. What else am I seeing here? Let me see the up scanners. What am I seeing? PDD on the pullback. CSX doing well today. Railroads. You don't trade those often. Can't remember the last time I traded a railroad name. Scott's like, I've never.
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 Not that I know of. Not that I know of, man. You know?
Yeah, man. CSX.
I might recall that ticker.
CSX. They got a bunch of trains around here. Bunch of trains everywhere. That LRMR is still hanging out there. BE was one that I think was moving yesterday. Has pulled back. Bloom Energy Corp. Interesting name there. All right, guys. Clean Spark. Just hanging out, guys. I hate when stocks hang out, guys. I have this like inner thing that I call it the ticking time bomb, man. And the ticking time bomb's starting to go off here. Where I'm like, it looks like a setup to go, not set up to hang out. So right now I'm considering taking off some. I'm just going to hold to break even right now, which is that 1847, looking for the next push here. It's been trying to build up, but the 5 minutes kind of could go green to red now. Remember, we went red to green. Now we're getting a pattern of higher lows. Don't want that pattern broken. So it can touch this line. Wouldn't want it to close below that line. Let's go, guys. Got to dance a little bit in the chair. Maybe it gets it going.
SYTA, so we're playing that battle. So it's kind of, I'm aware of what is going on here, right? We've got this VWAP and the round number. And how many times have those shorts gone into that at $4 or just above $4 or just above? So they're defending 410 quite successfully. And yeah, I'm still interested in this unless we kind of, like I said before, get below that kind of 370 area again. Just seeing if that money comes back on the tape. And if it does, I think they'll take another push. And after this many times, if they do get it, I think we will get a push. But if not, then I'm still going to get rid of this at about 370, 365, something like that. SPWR looks like it's pushing out of buy side. Quick look. Did it get down that far?
All right, guys, time to finally take some profits in here, guys. I'm going to take some profits. Boom. Just took some there, guys, on CleanSpark. There you go. Nice little trade there. Already $46 out. Still got half of it on from 1840s. Now looking for the 19 breakout, but won't lose a single dime from this moment on. I can set a break-even stop. Look for the breakout again. I've been playing CleanSpark twice. Let's keep it going, guys.
Nice one, Mitch. Back in the game. Come on, what we got? Give us some brand.
Let's go. Let's go. Let me see what I can work up with here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, I always like this one, guys. Let's go, guys. Let's get it, guys. Hit the like button if you guys enjoying the stream. You know we have fun around here. And, of course, get after it. Let's go. Hit that subscribe. It's a little bit of some money raining out here. Let's go. Let's get it.
Question for you in chat from Jonas K, Mitch.
All right, I'll take a look at that. Let's go back to CleanSpark. Can we get the 19 breakout here? This is when I feel confident, guys. What I mean by confidence, right? A lot of times you're going to have like your first sell. And at this point, a lot of times what I do is I say, I let the market work for me. What does that mean? Well, I can just go like this, 1847. That's my break even. I can hit the stop, get off the button, just let the stock work. The stocks will keep working for you if you let them sometimes. That's just how it works, guys. But let's take a look here. Jonas, hello, I'm new. I like your channel. One question, why do you additional use TC besides TT platform? Best greetings from Germany, from Deutschland. Believe it or not, I got German citizenship. I do. I could go to Germany right now, man. How we doing? Guten Tag out there. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. All right. So the big thing for me is why do I use multiple services, right? And I use multiple. You guys can see here, another paid service, Benzinga Pro, right there, guys. I use multiple paid services. I always talk about this in that you have to pay to play, right? And what do I mean by that? A lot of that means that, hey, guys, at the end of the day, if you want the best, a lot of the times it's going to cost money, right? For them to provide you a service with data that is expensive, and market data is expensive, right? Well, a lot of the times, what is that going to take? That's going to take them having to spend some money, charge you some money, right? So I always look for tools that can help me. Why do I use TC? Well, you guys seeing me tell you guys literally what is doing well where, right? And isn't that a positive already? Isn't that an advantage to know that energy is down big today, that I probably shouldn't be long energy names right now? Even though I was looking at a Valero long, look at the Valero chart. This tells me something. I want to be able to do this all on one page also. And that's why I use TC2000. So shout out to them. They haven't really given me too many referrals or anything like that, guys. They don't even support me, but I support them. TC2000. We'll see what happens there. Definitely check it out, guys. And like always, you guys see us using Trade the Pool, right? It's not like I don't use the charting because it's right here. It's just on another screen. So that's another thing to keep in mind, right? So you guys see me using this right here. So this is on my other screen. And the fun part of having, 4 screens is that you can have multiple services, right? And so we'll see what happens here. CleanSpark, look at that, 19 now, guys. Let's go ahead and take another 50 off here. Just pay ourselves along the way. So boom, just took off another 50, paying myself another 27 and working the way up towards a profit. $20 is the top profit today. If I can get to 20, I'll just run. because that takes me into this trend line. It could get even into 2030s, 2050s, but 20 is right close to that. I'll take that and run, man. We'll see what happens here in Clean Spark.
SYTA, right. So I was aware what was going on here. I've just been stopped out at that 70 level because I didn't want it to go low. And here is actually a good buy if it comes up on the tape. That could potentially still go up to that 460 target. But I didn't want to take a hit all the way down here and be kind of praying that it comes back if it doesn't appear on the tape. So nice little... So there was one ad here, a second ad here at 394-ish, because I really thought that push was going to go. But as I said, I'm talking my way through what the buyers were doing that were with me here and what those sellers were doing at the VWAP. And I could see that volume again kind of getting less and less. So again, we cut out there at 370, so no harm done. SPWR looks like we should have had another go at that. Let's just check back on the SPWR. Yeah, so again, that's something similar there. We took profits up here. It came back to the buy side. There was another opportunity on SPWR to get in. The question is, does it get up to final target this time at 330? What else we got? SYTA is on the tape. Again, it's lesser volume. Let's see what we get. Double bottom into that 200 moving average right at the bottom of this buy side pool. I'll keep an eye on this one.
Yeah, that one's battling, to say the least. So at least when you mention a name like Tesla, right, that's definitely going to put you on the radar. Looking at Frey on this pullback, not seeing much there. What's up with the Chewy? Chewy's back to 17. I'm looking around, guys, looking for the next trade. You guys let me know what you guys are seeing moving. I'll take a shot, see what it's out there. All right, looking around, guys. Nova. Another solar stock having a good day. How'd Zoom do? I was watching it a little earlier. Now it's starting to curl there off that 64. Don't mind it. A lot of times when I see a stock have like an earnings play, I don't look at stocks like, I'll look at stocks before the earnings and then maybe like 2 days after the earnings or a day or two after the earnings, because sometimes they just get forgotten. Like it didn't go up on the earnings. So the long traders forget about it. And all of a sudden some institutional style buyers will come in. And that's kind of like what I'm seeing in Zoom today, at least from what I'm seeing, right? And no guarantees there, but I could see some 64s, 63.75, somewhere in that range, definitely getting bought up. So I'm watching for it to see if it can hold 64 on this pullback, then take 64.20s, 64.80s, 65 and play there. We'll see what happens in Zoom. Now I'm not even watching Clean Spark, and that's a big part for me, guys. When a stock like this is working in my favor, I can set stops, I can set target profits, and just stop watching. So a lot of traders, what they'll do is they'll move into a 1 minute and they'll be watching every tick. That doesn't help me at this point. That's only going to create emotions that are going to hurt me and make me feel like I need to rush to profit or rush to the downside to take the profit also. So like either way, right? At this point, it's just let the market work for me. That's how I got the biggest wins in my life, guys, because I set what the plan is and I just run with the plan versus too concerned about the up and down action. Mara's going crazy. Well, future day trader, it was in the space that I was looking at. So Mara, really nice move also. I think it was a little bit of a harder trade. Why? Because it did this kind of dip move, right? It's not really kind of a pattern style move. But in this space, you had CIFR, right? That was a nice move. So this one I could still see making another move. I like this attempt here. Up one, up two, down two, up three. Can maybe hold the 430s and take out the 450s. Not a bad one that I'm watching. Hut is in this space. Now that's trying to get through 10. Doesn't look too bad. I'd like a 990 pullback here, then break out through 10, but I'm gonna be watching this one. Yeah, I like this 10 spot. Look at this 10 spot on Hut. Boom, 42. Set. Hut. All right, let's see what happens out there.
Nice move. Yeah, I see it up there towards 141 smoked tuna. What do I got going off? Some alert went off there. Let me see. Clean spark alert. Wouldn't you know it? It's trying to tell me, I keep going. Let's go, clean spark. I want to watch you, though. You can keep making me money. All right. Nice little takeoff there in clean spark. That was a good take today. One of those like morning setups that I just tried my best not to just get out of it immediately. INOD is one that's making a move today, Scott. I know that we've been watching that one for some time now.
Oh, first red day we was looking at when it did happen, wasn't it? Is that the one? Oh,
INOD. Interesting chart here. A lot of resistance into the 1250 area. And it's trying to hold it on the pullback right now. It went to 13. It's an interesting name there. You see the daily chart here? This is like one of those that I feel I can try to fake to that upside, and all of a sudden, boom, it's back down to 7. But it's also a spot where, you know, buyers are looking to see if it can take out, especially the 13.
Where did this come from? 5s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one it's not been consistent in our first red day kind of. This is what I like to see this first red day and then as a pullback and get the short, but it's done it twice and it hasn't done it. It's just consistently rode up. Yeah, so I'm a bit wary of this one, but it's got to come at some point, right? 5 to 12. I'm sure we're going to get it at some point, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
It's an interesting one. BuzzFeed definitely not having a great day, but we'll keep an eye on that.
They never normally do have great days. They have great kind of sections of the day. It depends whether you're on the right side. But yeah, that's
true. Shopify coming back to VWAP, trying to recover here. This actually looks pretty good here, guys. I'm a little slow to the game. Like if I was 1 minute before this, I'd probably jump into this. I'll be honest. I like this setup here. Not a bad one. 5 minute off the VWAP, right? Has pulled back. The Shopify chart also wasn't a big daily trend. It's kind of a reversal daily trend where you see this bunch up. Talked about maybe getting a bullish engulfing candle to around 61. It's had a nice morning, probably on the scanners, pulling back here. You can see the buying pressure kind of in these lower wicks. I like the levels. Now I'd look for a pullback into this high. The high is 59.35s. So if I could get 59.30s here, 59.35s, I could risk off of like kind of this 59.10 area. Doesn't look too bad there. Shopify. What do you think about it? Noli, what do you think about Shopify? I know you were watching this one earlier, so you've been watching it all day. Smoked tuna, where's the pennies? Smash the like, guys. And I know that we got some new faces in here. We've been getting some great new faces, guys. Definitely hit the share button. Let your friends know this is the place where you guys want to trade and really find support. At the end of the day, that's what I always try to do, guys, is try to really create a community that can help you guys learn and what can actually benefit you in trading, right? How you guys can learn from processed approach. Let's see what happens. Look at shop there, 59.60 now. Wasn't a bad attempt, just was missing it on the pullback. I like the MACD too. We've talked about the MACD indicator. Look how this came up from the top, all the way bottom, then crossed right here, right at that level, the 59.40 recovery. All right, seeing clean spark move all around and just going to let it continue to work. It's up there to the 1940s. Really shouldn't break kind of 19 now. You can just let it continue to work. And Mara, would like to see that just continue to climb, maybe to 23s. That really shows me that, hey, it wants to break out. Also, daily level 2282, going to be a big spot for Mara today. Nova continuing. Yeah, that one doesn't look too bad there, guys. It's definitely been battling. Maxen is another smaller name that I kind of can look at in the solar space.
SYTA, that's why I got out of it at 370. So if that buy side doesn't hold, again, there comes the push. You have to be wary of that, and that's what happens. So that's why I didn't give it to the bottom of that or anymore, because we just got a touch bounce on the 200 and then all the way through. So now I think it's gunning down here for this this resting buy side pull, which is kind of where it came from, basically, which is what they all end up doing, or 95% of them end up doing. It's just whether or not they do it on the day, or whether it's like a pre-market and then a fade on the day, or whether they take 2 or 3 days to do it, or whether they can go supernova.
Man, solar with a big move today, man. Overall, look at this, guys. I mean, that's a nice takeoff from 4 p.m. yesterday. EMPH was one of my top watches in that space this morning. Did not nail this name down, but man, it would have been a nice one. Look at that, guys. What is that now? That's kind of like a 7% move out the gates. And it was like a straight up move. Had a little bit of a pullback to the VWAP here, 115 back to 120. So pretty nice move there in the solar names. First Solar is another one, right? FSLR, that's been hot. It's up there towards the 230s. Not a bad day for those. Frey up 26%. Also watching that one and looking around, guys. Pineapple Energy, Peggy. I just like the name. Pineapple Energy. It's interesting on the daily. It's a 15-cent stock though, so just be careful out there, guys. They tried everything. They even changed the name. They made it cool.
Some power. There it is. At the original target. It messed with me on the way though, didn't it? But yeah, it was another buy side out, and that would have been my ultimate target on there. But obviously we covered here, so not to worry. But it would have been a nice get back at that buy side. But there it is. That would have been full target for me. Now it's just a case of whether we get rejection at this sell side, or whether it can crack on volume above 345, and it all just keeps running.
Looking around, guys, trying to find where the trends are right now, and seeing healthcare up, right? So I'm trying to watch what's in healthcare. See, there's some biotechs, right, that are doing well. So I'm trying to look at some of those. CVAC, smaller name that's doing pretty decent today. That's continued on its way up. Biotechs, some of these biotechs just slowly working their way. NVAX is another one. Tesla, did the pullback? Yeah, pretty good pullback there on Tesla. Still hasn't gotten to that 180 range. So we talked about maybe the 180 to 179 for me. So I'm going to look for that 180 to 179. If we can get into that range, I definitely will let you guys know. I'm going to set an alert at 180.20s. I mean, it's coming fast. It might just be right now. So the big part of this is that I probably would just try to swing trade it on Tesla's pullback here. So I'd go lower size for me, and then trying to average into the position, right? So down towards like 178. So maybe put some order at 180, one order at 179, one order at 178, which would eventually average me to 179. So that's the latter way. Tesla. Still needs to come down some more though. I'll let you guys know, or you guys let me know also if you see it down through the 180s. SPWR now trying to push a little bit to the 340s. We'll see if it takes the highs. Plug showing up there. That's an interesting one to see a little bit of a move. And that one has a tendency of moving with FSIL. So a lot of times I look for relationships plays. And if I can't find the bigger mover, I'll try to find the relationship play. FSIL is an 85-cent stock right now. So taking a look at it for a little bit of a pullback to the 83s here. Plug powers.
Oh,
I got you.
There you go.
There you go. 340s right now. This is Plug. I'd look for Plug to come back to the 325s, 320s, but FSIL is another kind of way of coming after this. Is 83-cent stock there. So just taking a look at that. And a lot of times when I catch something on the scanners like this, it's because it's moving with the energy stocks this morning. So those are definitely moving. BTCM, another Bitcoin stock that's kind of getting a little bit of a lift today. What's up with HUT? Blue 42. There's that 990s touch. I kind of like this for a scalp. I don't do scalps often, guys, but I might just try one right here. I like the above 10 play here on HUT. But I hate going into too much into one space, especially on a pullback like CleanSpark is doing right now. So I just let CleanSpark continue to work and make me my money today. Array showing up. And that's another solar name, right? That's continued the move all morning long. It's important to catch when you see moments like this. And I just like to show things like learning lessons for me and learning lessons for you guys. So look at this, guys. So if I look at my gainers and losers list, how many of these names are actually energy type of names? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see what I mean by that? And this is what I like to show you guys a lot, and why I focus sectors and industry focus, right? Because let's be honest, if there's 10 on the gainers and losers list, right? If we just took all those 10 and we went long like all those 10, the odds of us being in the green is actually higher than not, right? And I think that that's what I try to grasp. That's the edge that I'm looking in the market, team. Hope you guys appreciate taking a look into something like that. All right, guys, looking around, trying to find some other trades to see what I can find. I'm seeing Wolf start to come back. So Wolf is off that 310, has been hanging out here. This is a smaller name, probably not going to move the most. But this one gets me excited about maybe Chewy taking another leg up. Chewy's been beaten down so much that I think this could start to change trend a little bit. See if we find some buyers at the 1698s. Looking for a pullback into this spot. And then buying out. Chewy. All right, Clean Spark, is that still working around? Yeah, still holding the 19 pullback. So this is an important spot here, this 1889, 1875 area. So if I wanted to, I can move my stop up to that 1875 to make sure I get profits. I'm just watching it for now. There she goes. Sebastian, asking us constantly about watch list building. You know what? We might just have to do a little bit of how we do that in the morning as soon as we start the show. We'll show you a little bit more of how we come after that. You're used to Forex, though. That's definitely a little bit different. So check it out. We'll definitely start to get it going here. And definitely symbols are a little bit different than Forex, right? I mean, that's definitely going to change up. Let's take a look at Shop. Ooh, Shop pulling back. A little bit of a wipeout attempt here. 5 minutes doesn't still look bad here. So let's see what we got here. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2. Could do an up 3 and then a smaller pullback. I'm going to look for it to build somewhere closer down towards the 59 and then start working its way back later in the day. That's just right now because I'm seeing a little bit of a slowdown. Qs are just, do you see this bunch up, man? The market is just on a pause. SPY is looking a little bit better. A lot of that is led by First Solar, EMPH, and Moderna having a good day. This is why it's important to focus and change from the open. I like to focus on that. It just tells me more and more the day that those stocks are having. Look at the railroads, man. This is the one that I always find funny when it starts to move because no one, who do you know that trades railroads? Look at the railroad index right now. NSC, CSX, CNI. All three names in the green that I'm kind of keeping an eye out for. CSX on the pullback right now. Wondering if this has to do with energy going down. Sometimes when energy goes down like this, it actually can get a nice little lift there. BE, Bloom Energy, continuing to be hot, man. Whew, BE. Tesla's starting to work its way, but not much there. Went to 180.50. All right, guys, looking around, trying to find some type of trend that I can jump on here.
SYTA, how dare you jump on the tape now? Are you gone so low? What are you doing? What's going on? Gotcha. Switch that up, Mitch.
I got you.
Cheers.
We'll flip it back. How's Frey doing? All right, 250. I'm looking around, guys. I'm trying to nail one here.
They're both on the tape. BZFD and SY. Look at that. Drop all the way down, and then they've got the cheek to come back up on the tape. Let's have a look at this on the 2 minute. Yeah, nice little push there. BZFD, they're both doing the same thing off these lows. I'm going to ignore that, I think. I'm going to ignore that. You watch them squeeze back to the highs this afternoon. SPW. Oh, okay. So SPW is still working that sell side. It's pretty much all gone now because it's all used up. But so let's see if another push now. Then we could go to new highs. Else we're gonna use it and sell back off a little bit. Let's see what we've got.
NVAX staying hot, man. Stock is hot. Moderna staying hot, guys.
I like DOGZ, but I don't think we've not had 200,000 on the session volume today. I've only had 180, so that's off the cards. Have to wait. Come on, build it up. Get yourself another, 17,000, and we can get involved.
Shop building up. Starbucks changing trends here, starting to come back into the gap zone. So I'm just trying to catch bigger plays out there. Clean Spark with a nice move there, guys. I'm trying my best not to look at it, but when you just see that green,
close your eyes. I'll look at it.
I'm doing it, Scott. I'm doing it.
Wait. I want to see.
I'm doing it.
All right.
It, Scott.
Oh, boom!
Oh! Hey, guys, I'll tell you one thing. I might have to close my eyes more often. Clean Spark, now 1940s, man. Through the 1950s, a little part of me is like, pay yourself a little bit more, guys. So let me just go ahead and just do it. Play myself a little bit here. Not be too picky, right? 1950s and 1970s isn't going to be too much difference with 50 shares. That's another thing to keep in mind, right? So we're at 1940s. Can we get to 1950s? Just one more little attempt to push out through that 1950s. I don't mind taking half off there. I mean, we're paying ourselves along the way. I think it's so important to pay yourself. If the market rewards you, we might want to pay ourselves. It's not always like that, right? Ali said, just trade with your eyes closed, bro. Come on. Smoke Tuna said, take that money and run, man. Don't get smoked. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm trying to get one more little push there. It got to 44s. I think it can get to 1950s. The daily chart is actually the biggest part of this trade, right? It's a daily chart now bunch up above this high yesterday. Now trying to hold, could come back at 19s, but it did do that hold at 19. So that gave me a little bit more confidence that maybe we can hold this 19 and really push out from it. See if we can start to hold this on pullback. So you see how it's kind of in between that. There's this kind of high here. I would like to see it just, you can go to the 1924s, but then really take off that 1950s. Let's go. Let's go. Clean Spark. All right. What other ones are making the types of moves that we look for? Lift showing up on the scanner. So this is one that I didn't expect to see on the scanner today. Lift. Not doing too bad there. FSIL and plug.
Woof's
not doing too bad. Woof. Chewy was the one I wanted to trade with that one. Pull back a little bit. Just not the biggest mover. EA moving pretty good today. Gaming stock. Don't know what's going on there. Square getting just annihilated today. PayPal looks like an interesting short for me off of that. Come back here. Actually like this attempt here.
This is up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. Let me let it double top. Wanted to double top through 63s and then starts to come down. PayPal looking at potential short off of these kind of highs right here. So it's come back all the way. I'd look for it to try one more time into this spot, at least for myself. I'm looking for an attempt into here and then a quick wick down. So let it trap some. I'm going to look for a trap sellers right now. Quick scoop back to 63 and then take down. Big part of this is squares chart, right? I could also go after square right off the 68.50s, but I like the PayPal more. But they trade side by side, so it's something definitely to keep on watch. What's up with NVIDIA? The big boy. Talked about potentially maybe like an hour or two downside action. I can see later in the day getting hot. Keeping an eye on it.
Right. If I haven't got $1,000 $947 to trade NVDA, you got an ETF solely on it for me?
Which one?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA.
Yeah.
You just want to trade NVIDIA? So what I would say the best one would be to combine, and it's a more like balanced one, SMH. Now you're talking the Van X semiconductor, and majority of the holdings is NVIDIA, but it does have some other names, right? Some other exposure. Taiwan Semiconductor being one of the bigger ones. So that's the one that a lot of traders watch. This SMH.
I'm looking at NVDL here. It's on
NVDL, yeah.
Yes, on-trade the ball as well.
Leverage.
I think it's 2-time leverage, right? But
1.5. This one's 1.5.
NVDL.
Yeah, 1.5.
Right, 1.5. I've got it 2 times here on mine, but yeah.
Oh,
but that's sitting at $43.
So 2, I think, is NVDX, at least from what I got. But maybe it's. Are you taking the Granite Share one, NVDL? I have 1.5. But maybe mine's wrong on there. I'm not sure. But there's a couple of them, right? There is NVDD, which is the directions one. That's another one that's a 1.5. So all these are very similar. Oh, this is the bear one. That's an interesting one. I mean, you got to know these, but to tell you the truth, I've learned that like I kind of like just going after the actual name. And you can go after them, Scott. Like I can't blame you for it, right? It's smaller amounts of money and you can get more sizing. But what I like to do is go very low sizing on NVIDIA. But that's just how it is what it is, right? I mean, you're trading something that's levered. Go whichever one you want to go after there. I can't blame you for looking at it, for sure. I've traded them. And then you also got some bear ones and some long ones. NVDX, I think, is a two times long one that I see here. And that's in the hundreds. They're very similar. NVDU also. There's so many. And this is also, for me, it's 1.5. I'm not sure where you guys are getting the 2 from, but it could be mine that are off.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm looking elsewhere. Elsewhere, it's 1.5. I think they've got that wrong on TradingView. Elsewhere, I'm seeing 1.5 also.
Come on, TradingView. We'll give you a call later. All right, guys. You know what's going to happen now? I'm going to clean spark it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Clean spark it. Come on. Spark it. Spark it. Come on. Get on up there. All right. Come on. Come on. 43s. Can we get to the 50s? Hands on the trigger to take some out, guys. Want to take some out here. See if we can get this little push to the 1950s. It's not going to be too much of a difference even if I take 1940s, but I'm trying to give it the shot there for the 1950s push. So you see what also helps me here is, so a lot of times I can do what, right? So I got a MACD crossover on the first push.
but you see how this comes crossing back below it. So now I really want this to cross back above and expand away. This is how you use indicators to give you what? Conviction versus like entry and exit. So I'm just looking for it to give me conviction. If this expands away from the yellow, we're doing well. I can keep it simple like that, right? Sometimes it's keeping it simple that's going to help you. Shah, you like the price moving, less spread? Okay, that's a good mention. I like that. On NVDL, you got to find what works for you guys, right? Doesn't mean that there's only one way. I don't think there's ever one way in trading. If it was like that, you guys let me know. I'll read that book and kill it every day. 1943s here, 1944s. Can we get the 1950s? Let's go, let's go. It's struggling there. Let me see if there's some selling there. And yeah, there's 1949, 1950s. So this is important to show you guys too. And I love to show you guys learning lessons. Another one that we can do right here. Look here, the level 2. You see the 1949, 1950 wall? So there's a little bit of a wall there at the 1949s right here. You see that 10,000 shares, and then right below it at 1950s, and I saw another 10,000 shares. That's why we're struggling to get up there right now, right? And there's just a lot of selling pressure. There's some bid action, but not a lot here. It's more towards the 1930s. So you can see it here, 15,000, 10,000, a little bit of a wall there, right? So I'm looking to see if that wall can get taken out. A lot of times we'll go right to that wall and pause for a second, and then we'll see if we break it through. So I always look for these types of walls. Level 2 action today. If you guys like learning stuff like this, let us know. We can definitely talk a little bit more about it, and hit that like button down below. Where else are you guys getting this? Smash it up out there, guys. 944, 1945s. Now we're going to get close to that 49. And what I'm going to do is, as we tap that, I'm going to take some profit. There's 47s, 48s. Boom. Just took some profits there in 1951. Let's go. Let's go. Sound that alarm. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. The bull's up. The bull is up. Let's go. Let's go. Keep flying on up. Bull, let's go. Getting after it today, guys. The clean spark, man. I mean, it's a solar type of day, right? Spark it up. Sparking. And paying ourselves along the way, guys. Now up 136 and just working our way, right? Yesterday I was down about 100, so just trying to work it back. 136, not looking bad at all. Just paying ourselves along the way and still having 50 shares to grind higher to our potential top profit that I have already sitting out there. 1995s. I will run and take that win. It'll be a hell of a win there on Clean Spark. See, now you're seeing a lot of selling pressure. Now I'm seeing a lot on the tape at the 1960s and 1964s. So that just goes to show me that as this breakout is happening, there's some profit taking happening. Not bad to take some profits, right? I mean, I'm sure some people are out there taking some. Not a bad move there, guys. With this being said, Mara. What's up with Mara? How did that one do? There it is, looking for the 22.25 break. Talked about that the daily level had an important level on Mara, and it's getting right to it right now. So you see here the resistance right there, a 22.30 area. Going to be very vital to get to 23. Close to 23 will be looking very bullish on the daily. A lot of times I think about, if this closes up here today, how will it look on the daily chart? Because a lot of traders will look at that tonight and trade that tomorrow. All right, guys, it's about 10:49. Can you believe it, Scott? Oh my God, how the time flew by today. Guys, honestly, I wish I could be with you guys longer sometimes, because moments like this, I realize that, man, this has been a consistent day. And sometimes these are the days where I really like to just keep coming after it. So we'll see what happens, like always, guys. And I don't have another trade on right now. So, you know, normally we do this and we do a recap at 10:50. I mean, you guys been watching me recap Clean Spark all day. So instead of doing a recap for you guys, I'm going to do a now you choose segment a little bit later in the day, but I want to take a quick trade here. Let me know what trade you guys want to see me come after right now. All right, traders, where am I coming after? What do you guys like out there? Long, short? Let me know, guys, because I'm looking for it. I'm ready to come after it. Then we'll do a little bit of recap, end up the day here. But it's been a great week with us here. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. And of course, like always, if you're new to the show for some reason, what are you waiting for? Subscribe down below. You'll see it shine up. It sound as soon as I say the word. I love it. Subscribe. All right, let's see what you guys got out there in the chat. What do you guys want to do? Post that ticker, direction. What are you guys looking at? Boogie woogie. You want to do NVIDIA? What do you guys think? Do Tesla? NVIDIA looks like a short still for me here. Maybe some of the smaller names. What do you guys like out there, guys? Let me know. Ooh, SPWR starting to get a nice little lift there.
Yeah, it's through.
Nice push. Nice push. 370s. 370. It's through there for sure. Looking around for some other ones out there. SYTA, man. What happened there? I think got up there, got up to the 450s and just rejected. DJT, I don't think. Oh, that's the Trump media one. Interesting name. The spread isn't the worst. I mean, it's about 10 cents. Only problem here is that I gotta wait for a pullback. Problem with the stock like this, I wouldn't play this like kind of breakout to the top. I'd look for a pullback to 44.36. What about SHOP? I know we were looking at SHOP earlier, and I started talking about the potential move here, the build up and a attempted wash down now and then recovery. That's what I'm going to look for here. If you guys don't have a play, I will probably play SHOP, but looking around DJT, I just got to get a little bit of pullback on there, but let us know, team. We still got a couple of minutes here. I like this SHOP. It's building up. Would like to see a 59.18 try and recovery for SHOP. If it's hanging out in this 59.30s, I would like to see it come back down towards that 59.18, the 59.07, and then recover there. That's where I take the long, at least from my own outlook. You guys nail it if you can. Looking around, guys, trying to see target coming back, man. 140s. Who was talking about that 140 area? Take a look here. Target not looking too bad, man. That's starting to work its way back through the resistance. 145. Michael gave you that resistance as it starts to push here at 145. Maybe those stocks actually start to work its way back. I was thinking maybe Walmart could actually take a pullback on a day like today. It's actually stayed strong. So that just goes to show you that, hey, you can't shake it sometimes. Even Costco, it's just been pushing higher. It's continuing to stay hot right now. Clean Spark 1960s now, guys. Looking for it to take out the 1975 and get all out into the 1990s. One more push. Let's go. Let's get it right here on the show. Let's take that money bag and run with it as we get on out of here. The back is getting a little heavy here, but I'm hanging in there, guys. Hanging in there. I'm gonna have to pull out the wheelbarrow on this one. Looking around, guys, trying to find some lovely plays out there. Reddit with a nice little pullback after a push, but I haven't seen Reddit being talked about often.
SPWR. Gutted about this little play down here. So I took this first one, didn't take that second one through the sell side. That's exactly what you want to see. Holding those momentum moving averages all the way up. You can see the volume come in as we break that sell side. Benchmark at or around about this 380 area. So we'll see if we get another push up there into the 390s. Nice. That is a nice play today.
Shop doing that move, guys. I told you guys I'd take the shot if I get it. So let's go ahead. Let's try to get after it here. Looking for 59.10s or 59, like something at that 59.10 spot to 59.07 here. Then I can hold off 59s, but the offer is a little bit higher than I need it right now. All right, putting out 59.10s there. Put out 50 shares there. Just trying to get a downfill and then let it start to come back, and then I can start adding some. See, I'm trying to get along here on shop. See if I can get it. Orders out there, guys. Not seeing much, so I'm going to go ahead and just try to get a starter here. Starter there at the 59.20s. And I'm going to add at 59.10s and then hold off 59s. So there's the starter now, just in case so I don't miss the move. Taking the shot off the 5-minute pattern. And this is all on the kind of the rule of three that I talk about often. And this is the support area that I want to see start to hold and recover. Really wouldn't want to see this wick of this hammer candle, 59.07 break. Now I want to see what I talked about earlier with Clean Spark. Red to green on the 5-minute. So red, turn this candle green before it turns the next candle over, which will be in 3 minutes. All right, guys, not a bad day overall. Coming after it. That's what it's all about, traders. Putting 59.07 on the pullback ad for just in case a quick dip ad that I can get. Clean Spark, what's up with that? Just hanging out at the 1950s and running into a lot of kind of selling pressure. So this could pull back to the VWAP, which would be 19. Now I got to determine if I just want to run at the 1950s. Might just go ahead and do so. This Clean Spark is just kind of slowing down here, and we're going to wrap up the day, and it's time to take some money. I don't got too much time to babysit this a little later today, so let's give it the 1950s here, see if it pushes out the 1950s and cut through that, and I could just take the money and run. Dun, dun, dun. You're going to hold the 50s. There's a bid support at like 1946, 18,000 shares there. So I'm looking to see what happens off that. Wouldn't want it to break that. And shop, still no ad there on the shop. All right, Scott, how about you do a little bit of a recap and we wrap up this day. It's 10:58, guys. We're going to start wrapping it up, guys. Definitely smash the like. You guys enjoyed the action.
One win, one loss for me today, SWPR. This was the buy-side liquidity pool. Took the trade down there at 290s, covered it off as we hit the sell side up there, or just below the sell side at 313. But this was the trade of the day here, 301 back to the buy side of this AB, and that was the one that really run on that. I'm gutted about missing that one, but never mind, we still caught some on it in the first place. And the other trade was SYTA, which was buy side liquidity pool sitting down here, bought at 389, added at $4. And then we saw those shorts coming in at the VWAP that was sitting right at 415, 420 a number of times. And then at this final push, I saw that volume come down from kind of through 26 from 56,000 on the tape to the last push at 26,000. And yeah, stop was hit just there at 378. And that was my coverall, because then it just dived off for the rest of the session. Currently sitting in its buy side. So that's two. One up, one down for me today.
All right. And of course, you guys know the clean spark trade here. It was actually 2 trades on out the gates, getting a nice little trade, selling some into the move, and then getting stopped out on the pullback, right? But it's fine. I was looking at the bunch up here at the bottom, higher lows, saw it get to this 19 spot. I said, can you get back to the 1840s? I'll take a shot there. Was able to grab 2 entries, 3 entries there, and then let it start to push, selling some into the rip and continuing. Still got a little piece left. Now moving up the stop. You guys see the stop right here. 150 at the 1930s. Now going to trail it up as it continues to move and trying to maximize my profit for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad one today. And walking away with a little bit of a money bag, baby. Not a bad day at all. We'll see you guys back like always. Smash the like if you guys enjoy the action here on Trade the Pool. And let your friends know this is where you want to be. See you next time.